All right, that wraps up day 40 and my 5th day in a row of being sick, but just feel like you gotta kind of do the stuff you're able to do each day. 3 hours of YouTube stuff, 4 hours of poker, and I actually was gonna keep playing, but it was tough. I was blowing my nose basically the whole time walking to the garbage and back in the coffee shop I was in. Just my nose was just a faucet and my head's kind of congested. The first hour I played, I was down about like $300-400, just loss after loss after loss. But I kind of felt like it was important to try and, at least try to maintain the minimum hours on average. So I kept playing, chipped back down, and I think I finished down 100 for the day, which, considering how the runouts are going, I feel like that's not too bad. It's been a bit frustrating. Just like I'm in this pocket where, I get 2 pair, which in heads up is a pretty good hand, and someone has a better 2 pair. Or I've had a bunch of times where I have top 2 pair and the other person has 2 cards that can help them win, and they hit one of those 2 cards, before the end of the hand, and that's the game. In the long sample, it evens out, but it can kind of get tedious when you're just seeing that happen kind of over and over in the short run. But again, trying to focus on day 90, not day 40. So got 7 hours done. Subscriber count went up by a couple. Put out kind of a low-hanging fruit short, and that seemed to get a couple of reactions. I've spent a lot of time trying to get this Barry Bonds video sort of ideated, and probably got a little too deep in the weeds with the numbers in a way that I thought might be interesting, but I'm just not really seeing how it's going to convert into actual views. So today, really, instead of making a video or spending more time on that, I'm gonna do some research on other channels, try to see what they're doing, why people are clicking on these videos, and see if I can't come up with a process for coming up with ideas. Because at the end of this week, I'm gonna be about 1 video behind for the 90-day challenge. And I think if I can get to the point where I can come up with a bunch of ideas and remove that bottleneck, the YouTube channel will start to do a lot better. This channel kind of keeps going up slowly but steadily, which is kind of cool. I've been thinking about getting some other kind of job, but I'm also thinking that if I optimize poker, it would be really hard for almost any job to give me A, the flexibility, and B, the income. Because even for this year, even with the last few weeks kind of not being as good as I'd like them to be, my hourly for the year I think is $28, $29. And that's with being under bankrolled, and that's with having sites remove the game that I specialize in. So I think that's a pretty good hourly considering all those factors. So what I might start doing is just study 30 minutes before I play. And I don't know how long I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it for a few weeks. And I know I said the 405 hours for this challenge is firm, but I guess what I can do is count study time as poker time. And like if I study 15 hours of poker and just treat that like time, like I'm basically making $0 an hour for that 15. And if my hourly still goes up, I think we can look at that as a viable strategy. I'm not sure if that's exactly what I'll do. I might just try and add that in, and as I get closer to near the end of the challenge, just kind of do some marathon sessions. For any of you who watched Arc 1, which is a 90-day challenge I did from December to February, I was about 70 hours behind that challenge and just racked up 50-hour weeks, 55-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks to make it up. So I know I can grind. I know I can put in long hours. I've done it before. And that maybe is how I end up finishing this challenge. So not a bad day overall. I feel like I'm close to getting over this cold. A little bit more clear than I was yesterday, but still pretty stuffed, still kind of got a headache. But yeah, that's all I got for today. So catch you guys tomorrow.